I hear there's Mojave green out on the site. I haven't seen one yet.
You will.
The project has a number of environmental benefits, or at least minimal impacts. We don't generate any air emissions. We consume very little water. In fact, the only water is really used to wash the panels once or twice a year. We expect it's going to be around 12 acre-feet a year. As I mentioned, they're low profile. There are going to be a number of jobs created. There will be a minimum of 300 construction jobs. And 80% of those we plan to source locally. And the majority of those jobs are the types of jobs that a construction worker that builds residential houses could do. And so we think that in this whole area, Antelope Acres, Lancaster, Palmdale, that there'll be a lot of people who work on this project. Once we become operational, it really doesn't require many people. We expect to have a staff of about 20. The project will contribute to the state's renewable goals, and it also won't emit any greenhouse gases. Next slide. If you can't see this map, we have another version of it back here on a panel, but that's the project site. You can see the proximity to the poppy reserve, and Fairmont Butte is in the middle, so it really blocks the view from the poppy reserve, looking down on the project. Our main permit is a conditional use permit, and then there are a number of sub-permits that come under that. There's a list of you. Next slide. Here's our schedule. We plan to submit our application in a couple of weeks. We expect to receive approval the third quarter of 2010. We expect to start construction the fourth quarter of 2010. And since they're PV panels, they actually can start generating power before the project is fully built. So we expect to start delivering power to the grid the third quarter of 2011 when the Whirlwind substation is complete. And the full project will be done the third quarter of 2013. So it's about a 3-year process. And that'll be when we hire workers, it'll be for a 3-year period. Next slide. If you would like to contact us, the way we'd like to be contacted is by email, so that we can give you a thoughtful response and direct you to the right person. Our email address is sunmail@nextlight.com. We have handouts here that have it on it. We also have a website, and the website address is on the handouts. I think that next slide, please. And that's it. We'd be happy to answer any questions either now or this time, or
we have the handouts out.
So while they're passing out those handouts, sure.
What's the life expectancy of panels, and are they repairable or recyclable?
yeah, they are. They're made of silicon, and the life expectancy is about 50 years. And so that if we expect, I mean, unless at that time, who knows what the area will be like, but conceivably, if it's still maintained as a power plant, we'll be changing out the panels to more efficient, whatever's available at the time.
So it's expected to go on for approximately 50 years, project?
As it's built, yes. Yes. Yes.
And are you affiliated with the solar project that's going on down on Sierra Highway 93?
No.
On the east side, we're not.
No, that's a solar thermal project that has big towers.
Yeah.
So we don't have any of that.
Oh, okay.
Got a question for you. Got the Barron Ridge project running through for a power line. Got Edison running a power line. You got AVAC running a water line. You've got nextlight doing a power project. You've got East Solar doing a project, and then you've got Oak Creek projects in here. You guys are creating an attractive nuisance by creating roads, by creating accesses. What are you going to do to help the community mitigate that as far as additional police and fire protection? Are you going to contribute to that, or are you going to use it?
Well, we're certainly willing to contribute to it, and I think we're open to talk about it.
I think we can only
Right there.
I think we can only
He's
really.
the guy to talk to.
Well,
All these projects are starting all these things. They're creating roads. They're creating attractive nuisance for motorcycles, for hikers, for horses. And there's nothing wrong with having fun. But you're going to have emergency responses out there. Somebody's going to screw up. And it's going to have to come all the way from Lancaster, which is almost 35, 40 minutes away. If all these projects are going to start building out here, and they contribute to a permanent deputy, or maybe a rescue squad, then I see no problem with putting these things out here, because it helps the community.
Well, see,
I think your points are
yeah.
very well taken. We can really only speak to our project, and there are no planned new roads for this project. It will have security. It will have fencing. So we'll have folks on site 24/7 to make sure that the perimeter is secure. But we are very much committed to working with the community. So if these are concerns that need to be addressed, and we'll carry on that discussion with you.
If the town council starts a committee, the fact-finding committee, would you participate?
On which?
Fact-finding committee.
Sure.
To
we'd be
see if
glad.
this can be mitigated.
Absolutely. We'd be glad to contribute to that. As I said, I think our project itself is not going to contribute substantially to those projects just because of where it's located on 138 existing access roads for that project. But that's a legitimate concern, and we'd like to participate in the process of addressing it.
Well, the reason why I asked is my property is being sought after by 2 solar companies. And actually, after this morning, maybe a 3rd.
Maybe after tonight at 4.
I have pretty damn deep pockets. But my concern is all these projects are coming out here. It's bringing out employees who live somewhere else. And they go, oh, wow, let's come out here and play. And they go and get hurt, or they run into a fence, or farmers get tired of running through their field. So you got to call Sheriff County way the hell down there, all the way up here. If you have a local deputy, like they had before, which he got transferred over to Catalina, Idaho, the crime went way down. Now the community can't afford to pay for this, and it's kind of in the status quo right now. Everything is kind of even. You guys start bringing in all these new projects, you're going to start bringing in more people, you're going to be bringing in more problems.
Okay,
You need to add to it.
I think we.
They're willing to discuss this with us and Norm back here in the Sheriff's Department, and I think we probably can...
Warren's telling me to shut my mouth. Anyway, I said, smoke my
Thank you for your comment.
Anyone else have another question?
I do.
Okay.
How is your project going to impact the basic homeowners' electricity? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Is it going to stay
I don't think that, it's really, there's so many things that flow into the rates, and we were talking about this before the meeting started. I used to work at Edison. I worked at nextlight. This project itself is not going to have a material impact on your rates with Edison. It's just too small a project. It may have some incremental effect on rates. Renewable power has many, many benefits.